White men are the problem. White men, and white men particularly who desire power, money, are the problem. White men who cannot control their urges are the problem. White men who present a face of honesty and rectitude and caring, but who aren't, who are essaying children, are the problem. The secrecy is the problem. God help us all.
Oops, I don't think they meant for that to happen. In the process of people going through Epstein files and STDs and looking through history and all of these things, and looking at the people who are in charge of our country right now and the ultra far right leaning ideology, specifically those saying that whites are supposed to be the superior race. What they didn't expect to happen would be that people would start figuring out that the worst human beings are in fact white men. More specifically, wealthy white men. I don't think they meant for anyone to figure this stuff out. I mean, they've been controlling the narrative of history books for how long? But in studies that were done in even the early 19th century, they could find that the spreading of STDs was like 10% came in girls that were 13 and under, and upper class and middle class white families. I'm not laughing because that's funny. That's freaking terrible. But what's funny is now everyone is starting to figure it all out. And sure, there have been plenty of people screaming that that was the problem the whole time. Even I have screamed that on this page. But even I didn't realize that it's that deep. It's that deep. And since I know my content is being right now, I'll just also go ahead and say Katie Johnson's name again, because every time I say her name, I know for sure the video won't go anywhere. And again, I will say I believe that they are in a process of trying to normalize schmedophilia. I cannot tell you how many young men I have seen in comment sections of videos about Epstein who are like, dude, he's not that bad. Or even on other podcasts that I've been listening to, these guys come in and they're like, yeah, I'm one too. What of it? I'm going to squash any ideas you have about how this is wrong. What? Like, we went straight from we hate people who do this to a bunch of people not only accepting, but like claiming to be one of them. These files are horrific. I understand why people don't want to look, but we need to look because the fact that we have kept looking away for centuries is why we're here.
So this is a tough one to talk about. I don't see any way around it. And let me apologize in advance to those white men who I am acquainted with and respect and love, but you've got to speak what's true. Pedophilia, victimizing of people who you have power over. In this case, the victimizing of children who you have power over. Has anyone noticed that in every arena, it is rich white men who dominate the field? We know Epstein, where it's so distressing that some of the richest men on the planet habitually sexually abused children. SA'd, I think I'm supposed to say, children. And they were tied together in secrecy, in keeping each other's secrets for decades. They were tied together financially. I think it was, if you deal with me financially and you become dependent or become intertwined, you're less likely to ever reveal anything about the things we've been doing in the dark. The same sort of ethic is true in churches, the Catholic Church, which for beyond decades, a century, kept the secrets of the white male priests who were essaying children. The same is true in small pastorates, small churches, where the pastor has a lot of power. Don't anybody say, oh yes, but it doesn't just have to do with that. I mean, a lot of women, still support these people. Sure they do. As long as women are in any way financially dependent on men, they're going to go along with almost anything, and that's just the truth.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, Hashem, YAHAWASHI, Hashem, Wakwakwadah. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the mighty Akim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity, as well as speckled bread that may look like the other nations, but are actually Yasharala. This brother Kawa community with another lesson. Today's lesson is going to be on this, and this is a very serious topic because obviously you heard the topic, all right, because the fact of the matter is that Esau is destroying his people, and I feel like I said this a lot, but clearly there's a reason behind it. All right, there's a trend going on, and with this whole Stepstein smiles and stuff like that, it's just way more apparent. And these are the people that are just telling you, like, I cracked, not even I cracked the code, but I've come to the realization that this is the fact of the matter. This is reality, right? And honestly, this is biblical prophecy. All right, this is what the scriptures literally tell us. This Hebrews chapter 12 verse 16. Hebrews chapter 12 verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. So Esau is the most profane person out there. All right, it does not get any worse than that, because Esau, being the monster that he is, okay, he doesn't care about what's biblical, he doesn't care about what's scriptural, he doesn't care about what is sacred in the eyes of YAHAWAH. All he cares about is fulfilling his flesh, doing whatever he wants to make himself happy, and so on and so forth. All right, so as a result of that, that's where we got that's how we have come to this, where Esau, he just does not care about the consequences of his actions. He's a live now, worry about that stuff later. But then, even then, when you worry about the stuff later, it grows, it festers, and becomes an actual problem. All right. Job chapter 9 verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the face of the judges thereof. If not, who is he? And Esau is the one that is in power right now, and as he's in power, he's abusing that power. All right. The people are, you have these people. Also, I forgot what she said. What will she say? 10% something? 80%? I forgot. Whatever. But basically, a lot of the issues is this how stuff goes. And I think it's funny, just side note, I just realized, I feel like it's funny how a lot of statistics and stuff like that, these are never really like a lot of people know about statistics and stuff that black people do, like crime, this, that, or third, or whatever, and stuff like that. But the funny thing about that is how the funny thing about the statistics that no one knows about statistics where Esau is actually just exposed. Like, what's the statistic of by race of people that don't wash their ass in the shower and stuff like that? And then you'll get Esau and stuff like Esau being exposed as that as as dirty as hell. All right. So continuing on. Slakia. Proverbs chapter 29 verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And this is another thing where when the righteous, when the true king leader, all right, is in authority, ruling around, telling people what to do and whatnot, then that's when everyone's going to say, okay, yeah, this is a righteous king. This is the right king. He's making sure that everyone's able to live properly and righteously. But when Esau is being the wicked ruler that he is, he's making not just our people, but his people also mourn. And, that's why the Lord has to put an end to this. And the thing is that you cannot, the Lord has to come to deliver us. All right. Continuing on, as Sirach chapter 10, verse 2, as a judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. So the thing here is that an unwise king, an evil king, is going to destroy his people, as in make a whole bunch of different laws and whatnot, so that he benefits from it, but instead of the people, they make laws where the rich will thrive, rather than making laws for the people that actually need it. All right, hearing about all how they do their stuff and whatnot. Okay, Slovakia, and people, and the funny thing about this is that people they just go with it. They just run with it. All right, they think that their leaders have their best interests in heart, but no, that's not the case. All right, and Slaki, that's the thing. She was even saying that the people, they just, whoever has the power, they're just gonna go along with it. All right, so Psalm chapter 73 verse 3, for I was envious at the foolish, and when I saw the prosperity of the wicked, for there are no bands in his death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. And even with all this information coming out, nobody said anything. All right, they still are getting away with it. All right, there's no judgment or justice for the for the things that these people did. They just get away scot-free because, what do they have? The military. If people talk back, the police, the military, all that, the different things to shut up and shut down anyone that attempts to speak back or speak out or protest against Esau Edom. Now, also, Deuteronomy 30 verse 7, and the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So this is what we're looking for and waiting for. YAHAWAH is slowly transferring these curses from us, the Israelites, onto our enemies, the Edomites. And the funny thing about that is that both of these look both of these look to be so-called white people or Edomites. They look to be Edomites, so they may or may not be, I don't know. But the main thing is just how the curses where their eyes are evil towards one another, and they're losing that unity. Even though when people are saying they do not have our best interest at heart, they're destroying us. So I'm not gonna just sit down and take this anymore, because this is just wrong. Not just because it's wrong, but because now in their perspective, now they are suffering as a result of it as well. So with that, I pray that session was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawadah, Shem YAHAWASHI, Shem Rakwakwadosh. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great mill, son of Babal, and Shalom.